All right, so you guys should now have watched the video on the tree principle and the fundamental counting principle. Hopefully I cut that down below 15 minutes, we'll see after editing. So, I'm going to model a couple questions from the IXL to make sure we know how to actually attack and think about a problem like this. So, the problems are usually going to be word problems. Something like this. Jonah is choosing silverware with which to eat dinner. There are 2 knives and 6 forks to choose from. So my options are knives and forks. My question is how many silverware sets can Jonah choose? So there's 2 knives and 6 forks. We could do a full tree diagram, but we know that all I really have to do is extract that little bit of information, the number of knives and the number of forks. And if I multiply them together, 2 times 6, that's going to be the number of sets. Let's type that in to make sure that's true. Opa! Look at that. So we're going to do one more of these and then we're going to move on to the next level of questions. So, our next question, you can focus back on there while I read it. Thank you. Kira is making a piece of toast. There are 2 kinds of bread in the house, and the toaster has 10 settings from very light to very dark. How many different ways can Kira make toast? So, we're going to look at 2 different things, bread and setting. So there are 2 kinds of bread and 10 settings. Again, I could make a tree diagram like we learned in the other video, but with the counting principle, all we really have to do is 2 times 10 equals 20 outcomes. So there are 20 total outcomes. That's what we're working on today. It's just the number of outcomes in an event. So let's type that in. Let's see if that's correct in IXL. So we're going to jump a level around 50 to 55. You guys can't do that, sorry, that's a teacher thing. Around 50, 55, you guys are going to start seeing more difficult questions. If you guys get really hung up on these, send me an email. I'd be happy with a screenshot. I'd be happy to try to help figure out if I can help explain it a little bit better. But let's read this. Charlie is picking out a new lamp at a furniture store. There are 8 kinds of lamp bases, 3 lampshades, different lampshades, and each lampshade comes in 3 different colors. How many different lamps can Charlie choose? So I have 3 different things that can change. The bases, the lampshades, and the colors. And that's it. They told me there's 8 different bases, 3 different lampshades, and 3 different colors. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 times 3 is 72. And you guys can do that in Desmos if you'd like as well. If you guys, I always encourage you to try the mental math. If you can't get it easily, I don't want you guys to get hung up if you understand the principle, because in high school you'll be able to use the calculator. So if you feel like you should, go ahead and use it. Or try it in your head and then use the calculator to check before you submit your answer. We're going to do one last. So this right here, Logan is making a gift during a pottery class at school. He knows how to make 3 different items. There are 5 kinds of clay with which to make it. Logan can decorate the gift with 3 different glazes. And how the glaze turns out depends on the firing temperature, and the kiln has 2 temperature settings. That's a lot of information. How many different gifts can Logan make? So let's break down our first sentence. Well, our first sentence is pretty immaterial. Logan's making a gift during a pottery class at school. That doesn't matter. He knows how to make 3 different gifts, and there are 5 kinds of clay with which to make it. So gifts, there are 3 kinds, and clay there are 5 kinds. If I was to make a tree diagram, this would be a really difficult tree diagram to make. You'd have some really small words at the end because you ran out of space probably. Logan can decorate the gift with any one of 3 different glazes. That's our next sentence. We're going to take these sentence by sentence. We don't need to be overwhelmed. Just take the sentences and figure out what goes with what. So glazes, 3. And let's look at the last sentence. How the glaze turns out depends on the firing temperature, and the kiln has 2 temperature settings. So temperature, there are 2 options. All I have to do now is multiply event 1 times event 2 times event 3 times event 4. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. Times 2 is 90. You guys could plug that into Desmos. It would give you the same answer. I always just want to encourage you guys, try to do it in your head first, then check it at Desmos, right? So that is how we do the different kinds of problems. You're never going to see more than 4 events. When you do, just take them all out, take the information, and put it down, multiply them together in Desmos. I believe in you guys. Email me if you have questions. Have a good weekend. Peace.